sorry in advance about the camera being, the desk being off camera for the time being. I just need to fix that. Anyway, as you can see, we have the xshot HAWKEYE from the XL colorway. It was basically like their special colorway that they did, basically to recreate old blasters and make new blasters. This is not a permanent thing, but they aren't doing permanent colorways anymore like their old one. Anyway, I'm going to open this off camera because it's kind of a pain in the ass. I've already owned one of these. I just broke it because my rules with brake barrels are fuck around and the blaster shall find out. If you're wondering why I'm tilted like that, I still have two monitors, remember that. But I'm using the secondary monitor for my recording. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so what's included is the blaster, which we'll get into later. The scope, which is the exact same as the original. It's actually a functional, like a sight, not an optic. It is made for higher ranges, though. So yeah, you might want to change that. I'm gonna change which screen the recording is on. Shit. There. Now I'm looking straight at you. I'm aware that half of the screen is kind of dark. That's because I don't have a light over there yet. Again, this is new. And it comes with 16 darts, and it comes with the newer xshot darts, which are actually really, really nice. I call them the cigar darts because, well, just like the old ones, they kind of look like a lit cigar. Especially with the orange tips from the lock, but they are basically their equivalent of waffle heads. So the blaster is... Hold on, let me turn on. I have a light right the fuck by my camera. Up there. These are actually some of my favorite darts for literally anything. I love it so much. Anyway, that lighting is a lot better. Ooh, I like that. So, as you see, it's got that weird springy stock that the old blaster had. Brake barrel, pump, blocks, which is actually new. They didn't do that on the old one. Pump is okay. You can't slam fire it. It's single shot, you dumbasses. Let's move that mic back. That looks a little bit loud. Anyway, let's load it. So, you just load it through that little pingy hole. They fixed it so that it doesn't hit it. It does ratchet. Now you pump. Aim. Fire. I just hit the wall. Now, getting a weld is a bit uncomfortable. Getting a weld is a bit uncomfortable, not only with it moving, but because there are dart clips on the back, which I'm not going to use these. These already look like they're going to fuck up my nice darts. However, they make this protrusion here, which is new to this one. So you can get a good chin weld, or a good cheek or chin weld. I'm a cheek weld guy, but like the sights on this thing are already kind of not really sights. This looks great. It's a very slick rifle. Then it is a bit annoying because this doesn't lock forward unless it's pumped, and then it's just spring loaded and bouncy. And could definitely use some lube. And yes, you can still fire it open, which is what I call pistol fire. But there's a scope, which, I mean, it looks great, but do you shoot it close so you can get a good sight picture? Or do you shoot it far forward? Before you ask why is it so loose? That is because of this mechanism that was on the original too. It's just a little pingus in the bottom there, and that goes on that holds it, that keeps tension, and then the rest of it just frictions around. Little bumps there that make some noise. I actually have another one of these scopes because as I've said before, I've had this exact blaster before. Now I am going to take some shots at it without a scope. Let me just take a sip of my water, which is a little orange because I had some Sunny D in this cup earlier. Oh wait, that's right. My target It's going to be a prim and proper water bottle that still needs some chugging done. You already know what time it is. Time to chug! Alright, everybody count me down. That actually kind of hurt. My stomach's still like, what? My stomach's probably like, what the fuck is going on? What is he doing? Chugging a baby? Chugging a bottle of water. Let me just... Anyway, let's get some shots off. Two with, or one with, one without. And I've actually, the reason I broke it myself, it didn't break because it was cheap. Because it was not cheap. This thing was $16.50. It ranges anywhere from $13.50 to $16.50. Normally in the higher end of that, but I have bought these for $13.50. The first one I got was for $13.50, and xshot doesn't really increase the prices. I forgot to mention hand ergonomics. This thing is so nice. Your hand just, like, this is the hand's natural shape. Maybe it's just my hands, but it is a bit thin, which was the problem with the original, but, you know, it's not that bad because of how chonky this trigger is. And I do kind of wish that this was like an actual lock button instead of just, like, that's where you're supposed to put your finger for, trigger spun, I guess. This is a little grippy spot, so, you know, it's a bit harder to slide back, even though you want to be able to slide back here. Now, this is the only problem I have, which is that they did not lubricate the slide. This sounds fine, but then there's sometimes it's really squeaky. Anyway, let's get shooting before that hurts a lot to do, but it's so fucking cool, I don't care. We're gonna start off with, you know, of course, obvious, point blank. What the fuck? User error. I hope that was user error. Really hope that was user error. That was loud. That was quite loud. Like, hold on, let me move the controller. Step back up. Move the fucking keyboard. Grab another dart. And give the blaster ED. Those who don't know, ED is means your dick isn't working. It means your dick ain't right. Anyway. Time to shoot! This is from, I don't know, how about halfway across the room? Shouldered and I missed! One kind of cool thing you can do if it's not a living target is yeah, okay, so from point blank, bit better. Let's dial in the max range. I got 16 attempts. Come on, motherfucker. I think I barely grazed on the last one. Like, this isn't comfortable. This doesn't work. And that hurts. I mean, if you use like a thicker part of your clothing, it's not that bad. But I shouldn't fucking have to whack the blaster just to get it to work. See, this thing's got some kick to it. It is a bit compact in the back end, especially when you're, you know, fully bearing down. Not that you're gonna be fully bearing down on this thing, but they do actually make. I've seen people make let me look up a few pictures right now. Let me use voice thing again. 3D printing files for an xshot HAWKEYE. Fuck's sake. 3D printing files for an xshot HAWKEYE stock to make it more comfortable. Let me look it up on Yeji. All I can find is like, okay, I can't find any actual examples, but I have seen people make like a 3D printed stock. They might not have released the files. That's fine. Okay, so I don't have an example, but I have seen people make them. I think maybe my friend, I think, just made one out of, just got like a thick foam pad, like almost like couch padding, and just put that there. Give it a bit more squish for one, because this is still kind of a stiff stock. And of course, when you're fully bared down on it, it does not move back. So this is just cushion. Unless you're, not actually using the stock. Then it actually kind of feels like recoiling. Just like the pistol, I forgot what it's called. I think it was like the Recon or some shit. But they actually did remold a lot of this. Made it bigger or more ergo-friendly. They thickened up the grip. Not enough, but they thickened it up. Coop is still mad, but I'm not. I always loved the xshot HAWKEYE. It was always my favorite blaster from them. They should bring back the over-under, though. That thing was fucking fun. Take this, make it... I have to get used to that movement again, because this hurts my fingies. I could just do this all the time. That is really just fun to... I think you can get a good hit on the top. Just... I'm not going to break this thing, because this is now my most sniperly sniper. Sounds so good. Now let's do just one shot with the scope. From off cam. I'm not just kidding. I'm going to do it from point blank because that's just American as fuck. Because that's just America as fuck. Oh my god. That was from off camera. Point blank. xshot HAWKEYE, point blank. You can use the scope as a secondary lock. It will flex out of the way. That is one annoying thing. They advertised this as being a secondary lock back in the day, and it didn't work. No dent. Oh shit, the dent's in the bottom. Anyway, have a good day, and don't kill yourselves. Bye! Now, before I got the HAWKEYE, which is a rifle, the only options for primaries that I had from xshot were the minigun, which I don't have a chain for. So, in other words, the only way that this thing is ever going to advance anything is if I manually load a dart, which doesn't fucking work. And the lock, which my lock is falling apart. This one's, it's split along the grip, and the internals are a bit chewed up. It still fires and advances. It still works. It's just falling apart.